What's going on? Welcome to For the Shoot Colts podcast. I am your host, Alam. Today we're going to be talking about Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones and why I think Anthony Richardson era is over. Because yesterday Daniel Jones just made a statement to all the doubters, to all the haters, including myself. I wasn't a hater, but I didn't think that Daniel Jones would ball out like that. I knew he would be decent. I knew he was the better quarterback than Anthony Richardson because Anthony Richardson was just so bad last year, uh, but yeah, I just want Anthony Richardson to develop and be that guy that we hope to be, reach a high ceiling because he has a way higher ceiling than Daniel Jones. But yesterday, Daniel Jones' ceiling was seemed to be a little higher than I thought. You know, his floor is much higher than Anthony Richardson's floor. Uh, but yeah, uh, the reason why I believe it's over because Anthony Richardson shot himself in the foot by not, reading the blitz on that preseason game against the Ravens, that first preseason game. So that was the coffin for Anthony Richardson. Daniel Jones just did the little thing. He just showed up to practice every day. The day that he was signed, I believe he won QB1. Uh, just looking back at it, because first of all, he did get $14 million on that contract. So I was thinking, that's a lot of money for a backup quarterback. But I was thinking that it was Anthony Richardson's job to lose. But looking back at it, I think it was Daniel Jones' job to lose because James Sykin literally lost his trust, basically lost his trust last year. I guess the Titans game when we put up, 38 points in the half. I think in the half, and he got hurt. I think he messed up his back or something. I think right there, that was when Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard were like, okay, like, we're done with this kid, but we're not going to, tell him or tell the fan base. So uh, that's when they were like, we need to get a quarterback and make it seem like it's a competition because I don't think it was a competition at all. It wasn't close. Yeah, I wanted Anthony Richardson to win. I wanted him to be our guy. Like I said, he has a higher ceiling than Daniel Jones. Because if Anthony Richardson was just average, he will be a top 10. I'm not even joking, a top 10 quarterback with his athleticism, with his arm talent, with his running ability. Like I can't, like he'll be Lamar Jackson on steroids, pretty much, or Jalen Hurts on steroids. Cam Newton 2.0 with a much bigger arm, but unfortunately, he just can't do it. He just can't do the little things. First of all, he can't even stay healthy, let alone like play decent. If he even plays decent, then is he going to stay on the field? That's the thing. Um, the reason why I was, upset about the benching because we want to know if Anthony Richardson is a guy, and I was watching Bring the Juice podcast by Derek. I was listening to his episode like last week. Sorry, I kept scratching my back. He I don't know what source he got it from, but he mentioned that apparently Anthony Richardson is still like not showing up to practice early. Daniel Jones is beating them there and leaving last, so he's still just being nonchalant, which is just disappointing to hear because I thought Anthony Richardson learned his lesson from last year, not being the professional, not taking the job seriously, and apparently he's still being the same Anthony Richardson, the same immature kid, and I know he's only 23, but this is year 3 for him, so he knows like if he don't win the battle, then it's pretty much a wrap for him. And I know that Shane Steichen said, and Chris Ballard, not just Shane Steichen, and even the owner said that he still has time and all that. But let's be real, because Daniel looked pretty good out there. I think he completed 22 out of 29 passes for 272 yards, 75% completion. Like, that's better than any Anthony Richardson game. What? That's freaking crazy. I know Tyler Warren was there. That was the main difference from last year's offense. I know Dan Jones was different, but I noticed that middle of the field with Tyler Warren is just a massive, massive difference, a massive threat to the linebackers, and it just opens up the field for the receivers. Like Michael Pittman, like looked like Michael Pittman from 2023, even 2021, because I haven't seen Michael Pittman ball out like that. That just says a lot about Anthony Richardson. Unfortunately, might be not might. It's an indictment on Anthony Richardson, to be honest. The fact that Daniel Jones led the offense to score every drive yesterday, no punts, it just says a lot, and it proves Shane Steichen right and why he went with Daniel Jones. And I was wrong for sure. I was definitely wrong. I know just week one. Next week is a real test against Denver. Denver didn't look that good. Not well. They didn't look that good, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think Anthony Richardson era is over. I wanted him to succeed. I was never like a huge Anthony Richardson fan. I didn't really want him in the 2023 draft. I wanted CJ Stroud really bad or Bryce Young, either one of those guys. Because I knew Anthony Richardson didn't have much experience. I knew he was injury prone coming out of Florida. He didn't play much in high school either. So I knew it was a huge risk. And apparently, per Chris Ballard, that Jim Irsay was the one that wanted Anthony Richardson to start. So all of this makes sense. All of this adds up of why Anthony Richardson started, because Anthony Richardson uh, doesn't fit with Shane Steichen's offense. First of all, I think Irsay was the reason why Anthony Richardson was drafted as well, because they forced Chris Ballard to draft a quarterback. And I don't know. I'm not sure if Chris Ballard or Shane Steichen want Anthony Richardson, because they're always trying to win. They've always been a win now mentality. They weren't really patient at all. Because if they were, then they would have went with Anthony Richardson. First of all, not Anthony Richardson. Daniel Jones would not be signed for that much money if they really have that much faith. So I understand the move to move on from, not move on, but to bench Anthony Richardson. I understand the reason why they were urgent to get Daniel Jones, a quarterback that was decent to below average in New York. Um, yeah, because in New York, he didn't have the offensive line or the receivers. Uh, yeah, I always thought Daniel Jones was average to below average, but this year he can be above average to good. I'm not sure about elite. I don't think his ceiling's that high, but he doesn't need to be, because we have Jonathan Taylor. We have, we have technically five receivers, because we have A.D. Mitchell, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, and Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is technically another receiver. So that's five weapons. And you can add DJ Giddens, that's six out of the backfield. Jonathan Taylor had three catches, because I never see him catch a pass from Anthony Richardson, because Anthony Richardson never checked it down. So that's another reason why Chase Cycle went with Anthony Richardson, because, wow, my God. Anthony Richardson just never went with the check down. Then I went back and watched his film from last year, and yes, there were certain opportunities and moments where he could have just checked it down, and he did it. He just went with the intermediate to deeper route and checked it down. There was tight ends like Mo Cogs, Will Mallory. That's another reason why the tight end position, yes, they were bad last year, but they were worse with Anthony Richardson for that reason, because he never checked it down. So, uh, yeah, I don't know what Mo Cogs had. I think he had one catch, but yeah, you're going to see a lot of tight ends get involved this year. We've seen Tyler Warren get 7 catches on his debut. So, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this is it for Anthony Richardson. It's so sad uh, to admit this. And yeah, I have no problem admitting that I was wrong. And I defended Anthony Richardson this whole time. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna say he's a bust, but he's a bust for the Colts. So I hope he goes out and goes to the Raiders or something, and has an opportunity to pull the Geno Smith, the Sam Darnold, and just just go off. Um, yeah, resurrect your career. Um, he deserves it. He deserves another chance for sure, because I believe the Colts didn't really handle the situation as well. So yeah. Danny Dime season, baby. Danny Dime's gonna lead us to the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. He's gonna lead us to the division, like I said, 11-6. Uh, yeah, playoff win, and that's it. We're gonna get eliminated in the divisional round. We have so much talent in the offensive side because we are loaded. Yeah, so the light just went off for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, that'll be it for this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. I gladly appreciate that. If you're watching on the not watching, listening on the audio,